Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. In today's video, I will explain how to add columns to a SharePoint list that is present in an Excel using PnP PowerShell. And before we get into the video, let me introduce myself. I am Harita working as a Power Platform consultant, and if you are new to my channel, please subscribe for more tutorials on PowerShell and SharePoint and Power Apps. Now let's get into the video. So here you can see I have an Excel which is storing the SharePoint list column. So the list name is the event registration. For this event registration list, I have 9 columns. The data type you can see single line of text, date and time, choice and a boolean. So whenever we want to create columns from Excel to SharePoint using PnP PowerShell, we need to maintain the details for the columns like internal name of the column and display name of the column and data type for the column. And in case if you want to make some fields mandatory, so this is mandatory details. And also in case for the choice columns, if any choice values are there, we can also mention over here. So this is the structure that I'm maintaining for creating columns in the SharePoint list. Now let's see the PnP PowerShell code. Okay, now let's understand the PowerShell script. So here at starting you can see I have mentioned some parameters that are required for this script. So the first one is site URL, where I am going to create this list along with the columns. So you can see that is the human resource, and when I am opening here, so I am having some list like HR policy, I think the SharePoint document library, marketing campaign and construction project are there. But in this site I don't have event registration. Now let's back into this script. This is the site URL and then Excel file path where my Excel is present. So here you can see in the list columns folder, I have event registration Excel. So when I open this one, you can also see the list columns in the D drive list columns folder. I have this event registration Excel, and then in this script only we are going to create the list first, and then we are adding the columns into that list. So I took the list internal name in this variable list name variable. So the internal name is without spaces, event registration list, and list display name is with spaces. And then I am using the client ID. If you don't know how to create one client ID, in the description box below I will mention the link. So from that you can just go through how we can create one client ID to interact with the SharePoint. And then you can see I have created two functions. One is get columns from the Excel and the second one is create list from the Excel. So after these two functions, I am using the connect-pnp online command to interact with the SharePoint for creating the SharePoint list along with the columns. So for this command, we need to provide the URL. So for the URL parameter, I have provided the site URL where we are going to create the list, and then client ID. So it will represent our permission, like whether we have permission to interact with that site or not. And then I'm using the interactive mode. So this will allow to interact me while running this script. And then after connecting, I am calling this create list from the Excel function. So for this list I am for this function I am providing the parameters, like for the list name I am providing this list internal name, and for this Excel file path parameter I am providing this Excel file path, and then list display name. So these three are the input parameters for this function. Now let me open this function. So here you can see at starting only I am taking the inputs, list name, Excel file path and display name. So that list name is nothing but the list internal name, and this is the list display name. So why I am taking these two things is, first we need to create the list, right? So for creating the list we required list internal name and display name. And then you can see I created one variable named columns, and for this columns variable I am calling the get columns from an Excel function, and for this function I am providing the Excel file path as an input. Now let me open this function also. So because whenever control comes here, it is calling this function get columns function, right? So control comes to here. So for this function input is Excel file path, and here again you can see I have created one more variable named Excel data. For this Excel data I am providing import Excel, and the path is Excel file path whatever we have taken as an input. So what it will take is it will extract the data present in an Excel and it will store into this Excel data. And then if you see here, the data type is I have mentioned like single line of text, date and time, choice, yes or no, all these are there, right? In basically in SharePoint, this type of things will be there. Let me show you one example. Whenever we are trying to add one column, you can see text choice, date and time, multi lines of text is there, right? When I click on this one and when I click on the next, you can see the data type is a single line of text and also multi line of text for the boolean yes or no, and for the user it is like person or group. And now when we are going to this PnP PowerShell, so to add one field, we are using add hyphen PnP field command. So here when we see the type how it is taking text for multi-line of text, it is taking the note, and for date and time it is taking like this, and for choice it is same only. For the image column, you can see SharePoint it is like image, but here it is a thumbnail. For even you can see here I am taking this PnP PowerShell is taking boolean, but in case of the SharePoint it is like yes or no column, and here user column it is there, but in SharePoint it is like person or group. Let me show you here also. So person or group it is there, right? So in SharePoint, the even the data type is similar, the name is different. So here it is like one thing, and in PnP PowerShell, it is separate. So what I have done is everyone, like most of the users knows the SharePoint related things only, right? So in the PowerShell code, I am just mapping those two things. After mapping the field data types, and then I created one more variable. It is nothing but an array, one empty array I have created. The name is columns. In the Excel data, we have fetched all the data from the Excel, right? So we need to iterate over the each record present in the Excel, and we need to take the display name, internal name, and data type on choice values. So here I am using the if condition. In case if I am not like any row containing the blank values, it will show one error. In order to avoid that one only, I am using this is null or empty function, and then we need to take the data type, right? So since I am mapping the data type like with the SharePoint one into the PnP PowerShell for the script understanding purpose, in the mapped type I am storing that each data from the field type mapping row dot data type will take from this one, it will take the mapped one, and then I used one more condition like if the mapped type whatever I have mentioned here, apart from this, if they mention any other data type that is not present over here, in order to if the data type is not matched, then it will show an error message like invalid data type found in this data type name, it will show. If it is matches, then it will continue this one. So here you can see that in this column variable I am fetching a display name of the column and internal name of the column and type of the column, choices and required. So these are the things that I have mentioned in the Excel. You can also see here display name, internal name, data type is mandatory, which is nothing but required, and the choices for the choice fields. So here you can see the display name, internal name I took like this within the single quotation. That is because the display name here you can see there is a space in between this one. In case if you don't have any space between these names of this column, you can simply provide like that only. Make sure you have to provide this one correctly, otherwise it won't take the columns from the Excel. And for the type, I am taking the map type instead of from the row dot type. And then for the choices, I am taking if the map type is equal to the choice, and otherwise multi choice also, we need to take that choices like as a comma separated one, otherwise an empty one it is taking. For the required also it is taking, you can see row dot is mandatory. Why I am taking this row means, you can see I am using the for each loop to iterate over the each record in this Excel data. So we created one variable named row. It will take the each record from this Excel data. So that's why I am using this dollar row dot is mandatory. So these are the name column names that is present in an Excel. And then so this column is like one object that is having the properties like display name, internal name, type, choices and required. So you can see for these columns we created at starting, which is an empty array. For these columns, we are adding this one column, and before adding this one, we are converting this as an object, and then it we are storing into these columns. So this columns array is containing the objects, array of objects. So that object has the properties like display name, internal name, type, choices, and required. And as we discussed previously, in case any empty row it is there, it will skip that empty, and invalid column it will show like the error message like this. And then this for each loop, after iterating over, it will return the columns array, which is a collection of objects. Now coming to this function, so where we have went previously in this columns, right? So in this step only we call this get columns from excel, and this function is returning the columns, and that will be stored into this. So now we have the columns details, and now we need to create the SharePoint list. So while creating the SharePoint list also, if the list already exists, I'm not creating that one. I'm just skipping that one. In PnP PowerShell, get-pnp list command is used to check whether the SharePoint list is present or not. So for the identity parameter, I am providing the list name input. So it will check whether the list is present or not. If it is written empty, that means the list is not there. So in that condition, using the new -pnp list command, we are creating the list. So for the title, we are providing the list internal name, and the template as like a general list only. And on quick launch, I am providing. So in the sense, it will display in the navigation bar also. And then using the set PnP list, I am changing the display name also, because the list internal name is without spaces. So display name we are providing as a with spaces. And then after creating the list, it will show that list is created successfully. If the list already exists, if this condition fails, it will show like list already exists. And now list we created, the second step is we need to add the columns. So here I am using the for each loop to iterate over the columns array. So you can see it is containing the array of objects, right? We need to iterate over each object, and we need to create one each column. So before creating the column, it will show the message like this column with the data type we are creating. At starting only, we are checking whether the column type is a choice or multi-choice. That is because for the choices we need to add the choice values also, right? In order to avoid the confusion, first I am checking if it is a choice. Using the add-pnp field command, we are creating the, and then after adding the choice field, we need to add the choice values into that field also. So using the set-pnp field command, we are adding the choice values into that one. And this command also taking the parameters like list identity. So for the list parameter, we need to provide list name, and for identity column internal name we need to provide. And for the values, you can see the choices is there. For that choices, column dot choices I am providing. If the field type is not choice, in the else condition we are providing add-pnp field command. So for this command also, list parameter is there, we need to provide the list name. As we discussed previously, we need to provide everything. We created columns also, and the next one is we also need to make some columns as a required, so that we have mentioned in an excel, right? In order to make that one, we need to check, because all fields are not required, only few are there, right? So I'm providing one condition. You can see for that column dot required is equal to true. In that time, it will only filters those columns. For that one, we are using again set-pnp field command. So here you can see I am taking identity as a column internal name, and within this values parameter, for the required property we are updating as a true. So that particular fields will be updated as a true. And after making this fields as a mandatory, it will display the message like all columns added successfully. So this is all about the PnP PowerShell code. Now let me run this code. So as I said previously, it will ask to interact while running. I need to connect with my account. Now you can see the list is created, and then it is showing the fields creation. So all columns added successfully. Now we will check the SharePoint list. So in this human resource department, you can see event registration list, it is created, and the fields that we mentioned in an Excel also created. Let's check the SharePoint, this choice field, whether it is added or not. So you can see the choice values also added, and in Excel you can see event name, email. These two are the mandatory fields, so we will check whether it updated as not. So here you can see event name and email are updated as a required, and by defaultly whenever we create one SharePoint list, automatically the title field will become true. Thank you for watching this video and don't forget to subscribe our channel.